अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन, मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान मोहसिन मुल्क और आज बहुत ही अहम पर्सनैलिटी हमारे साथ बैठी हैं। बात करेंगे ब्राज़ीलियन सफ़ीर क्लैडियो राजा के साथ। बात होगी पाकिस्तान और ब्राज़ीलियन ताल्लुकात के हवाले से, ट्रेड के हवाले से। वो यहाँ पर 3 दिन से मौजूद हैं साउथ पंजाब में। उनसे पूछेंगे कि उनका विजिट यहाँ पर कैसा रहा। थैंक यू वेरी मच मिस्टर राजा फॉर गिविंग अस टाइम. Mr. Raja, what's about your South Punjab visit? Please tell us.
Good evening and assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
It is a big surprise for me. It is the first time I come to Multan. I love history, I love art. I see here an ancient civilization, but I also see a hard-working people, warm, friendly, and hospitable. A beautiful region that should attract more and more tourism.
Good. Mr. Raja, agriculture is the main part of any country. What do you say about the agriculture in Pakistan, especially in South Punjab?
I have been meeting farmers, I have been meeting businessmen since I arrived. What I notice is that much has been done, but it is still below its potential. So even though we see many crops of sugar, even though the mango of this region is known all over the world,
Cotton production area also there.
Cotton production, you are right, very important. I have been told that with more technical cooperation, with more new methods, this could be improved. And I'd like to say that my country, Brazil, is ready to help in whatever he can this region to fulfill its potential.
Okay, how can it possible to both countries do something to improvement of agriculture, import and export especially?
First of all, in the field of cooperation, in the next few months, two Brazilian technicians highly specialized in the agriculture field will go to Islamabad and to Faisalabad. I will suggest that they also come here to Multan to talk to you, to exchange ideas. Please note that even though Brazil is very developed in agricultural research, you must be proud of what you have been doing. The University of Agriculture in Faisalabad is innovative, is important. So I think that when technicians of both nations meet, it will be a win-win combination.
Okay, you all already discussed about the delegations of Brazil regularly attend the seminars and different events in Faisalabad University for agriculture reform, obviously. How much useful these practices for both countries, Mr. Raja?
It is very, very important. You see, in Brazil, we have similar challenge that you face in Pakistan. Both countries suffer from the effect of climate change. This means that in Brazil, we have had, in the last few years, terrible floods, terrible dryness, terrible droughts. Our agriculture too is suffering the effects of the unpredictability of nature. We have been trying hard to react to that. And to a certain extent, we have developed new agricultural methods. I know Pakistan faces similar challenges. We have much in common and we can help each other.
Good. Again, come on the culture of Pakistan. Specifically, we discuss about the Multani culture. What do you say about the Pakistani culture and its people, especially?
I am a passionate of Pakistani culture, art and history. With my wife, we have visited the Institute of Pottery, or Blue Pottery here. We are ordering carpets from Multan. In this beautiful room, a remarkable work from Mr. Nashkar.
Yes.
I was able to meet Mr. Nashkar himself, and we have also ordered from him a sample of his works. It is very beautiful, and this is a tradition that I hope you will keep, maintain, and strengthen.
Good. Mr. Raja, you are here in South Punjab before 3 days, I think. Especially in Multan, what you experience with the people of the city of Saints?
Well, the hospitality and the friendliness strikes me most. You see, Mr. Mohsen, I have been in Pakistan for more than 2 years. Everywhere I am generously received. Rich or poor, they are all the same. They are very kind to me and to my wife. But I must tell you frankly, the place where I felt most well received was here. The reception you were generous enough to afford to me was even more friendly, humane, and loving than what I have received in other parts of Pakistan. And this is saying a lot.
Come to the development of this city. You visit this city, Multan. Obviously, you visit also a metro.
Yes.
A big project, a development. What do you say about the development of Multan?
Well, I was very impressed with the city, with the metro. I was told that just 10 years before it was a different city. The traffic was totally different. Now I see modern avenues and a general impression of vibrancy, of people working hard. From my hotel, I see a park, and I also see happy people early in the morning from all ages, strolling around, making exercises. This is not very, very common. So, and I have met hard-working, warm people. They pass me an impression of honesty in most cases. I think this all bodes well for the future of Multan.
Have you tasted Son Halwa of Multan? It's a special dish for everyone who come in Multan.
I find the food here delicious. In the dinners I have been, I was served some sweets which are absolutely marvelous and remarkable.
Good.
I was very impressed. Yes, I have gained a few kilos in just 2-3 days, which I intend to lose without repent.
Okay, Multani is a food lover, you say.
Yes.
नाज़रीन, इस तरीके से गुफ्तगू चलती रहेगी। मिस्टर राजा हमारे साथ हैं और उनसे और भी बातें होंगी। उन्होंने बताया कि यहाँ की फूड उन्हें बहुत अच्छी लगी, यहाँ की कल्चर यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छा उन्हें लगा। ब्लू पोएट्री का भी जिक्र किया। अभी रिसेंटली इन्होंने रोही चोलिस्तान का विजिट किया है, उसके बारे में भी पूछेंगे और इस ब्रेक के बाद इनसे मजीद बात करेंगे। वेलकम बैक नाजरीन। हम बात कर रहे हैं ब्राजीलियन सफीर मिस्टर राजा हमारे साथ हैं, उनसे बात करेंगे। अब चैम्बर की ये काफी दिन से मेहमान हैं, 3 रोज से ये साउथ पंजाब में हैं और एक बड़ी कम्युनिटी जो कि बिजनेस कम्युनिटी कहलाती है साउथ पंजाब की, उन्होंने इन्हें मेहमान बनाया हुआ है अपने यहाँ। इनसे पूछेंगे कि बिजनेस कम्युनिटी के बारे में वो क्या कहते हैं। मिस्टर राजा, व्हाट यू से अबाउट चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स मुल्तान, who is the representative of South Punjab business community? What do you say about the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, you are well represented. You have not only one of the oldest, most traditional chambers of commerce in Pakistan, but also a very beautiful siege. I mean, this siege with these artworks and these carpets is remarkable. But of course, what is important is the essence of the chamber. I find businessmen who are hardworking, who are friendly, who are practical, who have their feet on the ground, and who also do important community work. They support a school, they support the arts, the culture of this region. So I find this to be a dynamic chamber of commerce and one of the best organized I have visited.
Mr. Raja, regularly Multani businessman visiting to Brazil for business point of view. What do you say on these visitors?
Well, in fact, as far as I know, visits from Multan businessmen to Brazil and from Brazilian businessmen to Multan should happen more often. This is essential. The best thing we can do for one another is meeting face to face. I keep on saying that in Brazil, unfortunately, Pakistan is not well known. I have said this in the Chamber of Commerce of Multan, and also this morning I had a very nice visit to the Chamber of Commerce of Sahiwal. And in both I said this: the international media is not fair to Pakistan. So some isolated episodes are portrayed out of proportion, and the many good things and these good people is not adequately presented. This means that in distant Brazil, in distant South America, people do not know Pakistan. But when a Pakistani businessman meets a Brazilian businessman, they will become friends. They will do good business. This is not something for you to convince you. It's something that I see happen all the time.
Okay. They know about how to weigh the improvement in business, both communities. Okay, Mr. Raza, Brazil is a big soybean exporter. Pakistan, how much soybean purchased from Brazil?
Well, I don't have right now the latest figures. You import a lot of soybeans from Brazil, also from the United States. Depends on the interest of the moment. Also, I'd like to note that you export raw cotton and textiles to Brazil, and Brazil exports to Pakistan also cotton. These are important products. You also export to Brazil chirurgical items, optical instruments, and of course sports material. Cialcot is known all over the world for that.
Yes.
And we in Brazil are used to Pakistani shoes and to Pakistani soccer balls.
Okay. Come to
Yes.
the game changer, CPAC. Do you think that after CPAC, Brazil soybean export is increased?
Not only this, I think that in the next few years, we will see more and more international investors, including Brazilian investors here in Pakistan. You know, Mr. Mohsen, businessmen everywhere know where opportunities arise. And I think opportunities will definitely arise here. Pakistan has a privileged geographical location. China has an interest in investing heavily in CPEC. This means that a whole corridor with a flow of goods from China and other countries will cross Pakistan from north to south. The Gwadar port will have increasing importance as an international maritime hub. For all these reasons, I think it is inevitable that more and more attention will be paid to Pakistan. And it is my belief that Brazil will invest more and more in this region. However, for the moment, I feel there is still a deficit of information. CPEC is sort of beginning, and at least in South America, and again the international media does not speak very often about it.
You think that after CPEC you have easy access to with China, and you have import and export is going on large number?
Naturally, just consider that China is Brazil's most important trade partner. So if China can have facilities through Pakistan and through the port of Gwadar, this interests all.
Okay, Brazil is a big customer of surgical part from as a purchaser of from Pakistan.
Yes.
Do you think that these trades are going to increase after CPEC?
I think there is no reason that it should decrease. Your product has quality and has very, very competitive prices with similar products, say, from Europe. From the Brazilian point of view, buying a good Pakistani optical or surgical or chemical instrument means buying something that is efficient, and it is cost efficient, less expensive than European similar products. So this is a trend that won't stop.
Good. I think this is a very brave and very good answering from you, sir. And I'm proud to be a Pakistani, because Pakistan is one of the larger country as a surgical as a product. Thank you. नाज़रीन, अभी हमारी बात हो रही थी मिस्टर राजा से CPEC पे, काफ़ी ब्रीफली उन्होंने बताया और काफ़ी चीज़ें अहम उन्होंने बताई कि उनकी कंट्री के लिए कितना अहम है CPEC. मज़ीद भी इस पे बात होगी, अभी लेते हैं एक ब्रेक. वेलकम बैक नाजरीन, हमारे साथ हैं ब्राज़ीलियन सफ़ीर जो कि काफ़ी ब्रीफली हमें चीज़ों को बता रहे हैं. ब्राज़ील और पाकिस्तान के कल्चर के हवाले से बात हो रही है. इनसे मज़ीद भी बात करेंगे. मिस्टर राजा, योर वाइफ इज़ आल्सो इन मुल्तान. हैव यू शॉपिंग फ्रॉम मुल्तान?
Yes, yes. She and me are very happy. We ordered blue pottery, we ordered carpets, we ordered the wonderful works of Mr. Nashvar, the works, the artist,
yes,
who portrayed here. We are passionate for your culture. We visited the fort of Bahawalpur, we visited a school. This morning I visited Harappa, thanks to the support of the Chamber of Commerce here.
Oh. You visit also Kila Dravor in Cholistan, Rohi. Kila.
This will stay for the next time I come here.
Okay. You visit also Bahawalpur.
Yes.
SPS school you
Yes.
you visit also.
Yes.
What's about the SPS school in Bahawalpur?
Well, it rather looks in university more than a school. The installations are first rate. The staff, the teachers are first rate. And the children have every reason to be hopeful of their future. I'm also aware that the poor children are also accepted there. So it is a beautiful initiative. I know it was an initiative of the late Nawab, but something that is still alive and more than ever.
Okay. We are discussing about the city of palaces, Bahawalpur. Have you visited palaces in Bahawalpur, Noor Mahal, Darbar Mahal? So many palaces is there in Bahawalpur.
Well, Bahawalpur by itself requires at least 3 days. Unfortunately, I did not have right now as much time. What I intend to do is next time, I know there are direct flights from Islamabad to Bahawalpur, and then stay there all the time to see everything that is there. This said, I was very impressed. It was a state. It was a state in which the levels of education were very high.
Yes.
A state that was covered with green. But let's not think about the rich and glorious past. It is a state in which people are working hard to counter the effects of nature, the lack of water, and from these difficulties, people in Bahawalpur are building schools, are looking for their trade, they are working for the improvement of the community there.
You like Bahawalpur as a city, a former state of Bahawalpur. We talk about what you say about the culture of Bahawalpur and the people of Bahawalpur.
They were really very hospitable, as here in Multan. So for me, in such a short stay, it's difficult to differentiate because everybody is so nice that it would be difficult to distinguish.
Yes.
However, I know that the cultural heritage is a bit different. Multan is one of the oldest cities in the world, an influx of various civilizations. It has a culture and an art of its own. Bahawalpur is also a very old city with historical buildings, but its culture and its art are unique and not the same of Multan.
But I think you say different between both cities.
Yes.
About culture.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Asha, we will talk about before that CPAC. What do you say about CPAC? What is the future of Pakistan after CPAC?
I think that you have to profit from this opportunity. It is also up to you, but I'm sure you will be up to the task. If I were a Pakistani, I would work hard to profit from these opportunities. I would try to travel. I would try to present my country more actively to other countries, to dissipate fears, to attract investors, and to use as a big advantage this closeness of Pakistan to the biggest economy in the modern world, which is China.
Good. Come to sports. Both countries are good sports If we discuss about Pakistan, the cricket team is Pakistan is one of the famous team, and Brazilian football team is one of the famous team, and so many Pakistanis fan of Brazilian football team. What do you think about the Brazilian football international stars? If that possible, they come in Pakistan?
Well, in fact, a few months ago, two of the greatest came to Karachi, Islamabad, and Lahore, which was Ronaldinho and Roberto Carlos. I hope many more will come. Of course, as a Brazilian, I'm very happy with your question. Brazil loves football. We were a great champion. Now we are not in the best moment, our soccer, but we also hope to again come to the mainstream. It is a passion for a whole country.
Yes.
And the country literally stops when there is a match of the World Cup. From the president to the local native Indian, everybody is with his television, with his portable computer, seeing the national team play soccer.
Not. That's why there is so many football fans of Brazilian team here in Pakistan.
I'm very glad to know.
Thank you. Thank you. What about Pakistani cricket team? What do you say?
Well, as far as I know, you too were a great Asian champion. Nowadays, just like Brazil, you are not in the best shape. However, there was recently this game which was won by Peshawar. You have wonderful players.
Yes.
It is also a national passion. You see, this comes and goes. In the case of soccer, you see traditional teams which have a few years of relative modest performance. I really wish to see Pakistan again Asia champion in the next 5 years, inshallah.
Thank you, inshallah. बिल्कुल जी, क्रिकेट पे भी बात हुई, फुटबॉल पे भी बात हो रही है, मजीद भी बात चलती रहेगी. यहाँ एक ब्रेक लेते हैं और ब्रेक से फौरन वापस आते हैं.
Have mangoes in Brazil. They were not native, they were imported from this region.
Okay.
However, it's not possible to compare.
Okay. Have you any plan or policy to import mango from Pakistan, especially in this region, part of this region, Multan?
The embassy is there to help you. In case any mango producer wishes to sell to Brazil, please contact us. We'll do our best to further his interests. I'm convinced that a mango of this quality will have an enormous public in Brazil.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Raja, your birthplace is the world famous place, Rio de Janeiro. Is that right?
Yes.
What's about the Rio? Is a dreamland?
Yes. I was born in Rio de Janeiro. I lived there for 25 years. It is a beautiful city. It is a city blessed with nature, with beaches, with forests, with a warm people, and which also has a significant cultural heritage, because people sometimes do not know that Rio de Janeiro was our capital for hundreds of years, so there are still some old buildings there which are worth the visit. It is a marvelous city. Between friends, I have to be frank, Rio de Janeiro has been facing a challenge in the last few years, the challenge of criminality. So the experience of of Karachi and the Rangers.
Yes.
We are repeating in Rio de Janeiro,
Good.
in the sense that nowadays you can see the international press, our army is there to help. So the situation has improved. This is not a reason for people not to go to Rio, which is a marvelous city where you Pakistanis will be warmly received. It's just necessary to know that you have to take the basic precautions.
Good. Now the Pakistani people is visit in Rio de Janeiro. Is that situation is under control?
The situation is absolutely under control now. I'd wish to see more Pakistanis in Rio de Janeiro and more Brazilians in Pakistan. We all have to work hard, in the case of Pakistan, to show the many beauties you have here. I am here in Multan, I have been in Lahore, I have been in the northern areas, Gilgit-Baltistan. You have a unique landscape, and you know many Brazilians like trekkings. So I see no reason why floods of Brazilians should not go to a marvelous region like Gilgit-Baltistan. Again, the lack of information is a huge problem. Also, I'd like to see more Pakistanis making tourism in Brazil. I think Brazil is a lively country. We have cultural similarities. We love music. We love dancing. We are a hospitable, warm people. We are a religious people. Even though Christians is the majority, we have 2 million Muslims, and every big Brazilian city has a mosque.
Good.
Yes.
Good. So how can the Pakistani people visiting in Brazil, what is the visa policy?
Well, we warmly receive our Pakistani friends. We want Pakistani friends to be well received in Brazil. So if minimum formal requirements are met, there is no particular difficulty.
Okay, Mr. Raja, during your visit here in South Punjab, what do you think about this place, about peace?
Well, it's not for nothing that Multan is the city of 1,000 shrines. I think this religious atmosphere reflects in its own people. People here are peaceful by nature, and I can notice a difference with other big Pakistani cities. Perhaps this is due to many thousands of years of history. Perhaps this is due to the deep faith you have in Islam. Perhaps this is also due to living with all these shrines. All this creates a very, very special atmosphere. I think anybody who visits Multan will consider this to be a peaceful city.
Okay. Mr. Raja, have Brazil offer any student exchange program for Pakistani students?
Yes. Every year we offer places in Brazilian universities free of tuition. This is diffused in the web page of the Embassy of Brazil. Many Pakistani young men have studied in Brazil. Language is not a big issue. With some Portuguese, when they arrive, the universities there are eager to help them. And in 6 months, I'm told by the students themselves, they master the language. And apart from that, the Embassy of Brazil in Islamabad offers free courses of Portuguese for whoever would wish. So it's just a matter of wishing. If you desire, you can go there. If you desire, you can profit from this experience.
Okay. Mr. Raja, move on our last question about your last speech here in Chamber of Commerce, Multan. You say after CPEC, Pakistan stand the top list of business economy country. What is the future Pakistan economy after CPEC?
Well, I have a message of hope. Hope in the Pakistani people. Hope in their hard-working businessmen. And I am absolutely confident that this will be a success history.
Okay. So you think so that after CPEC, Pakistan is one of the larger economic country, become an economic country. And what do you think about the future of this country, future of these country people?
I think you in Pakistan have, first, a rich soil. Secondly, a hard-working, industrious people. Third, a privileged geographical position. There is nothing to fear from your potential. However, you and Brazil have a common challenge, climate change. So it also will depend to a certain extent to Pakistan and also Brazil's possibility of facing this challenge. Because if there is no rain, there is no energy. If there are too many floods, you cannot possibly work and progress properly. So my concern is climate changes. But you have everything you need to deal with that.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Raja, what is your message to Multan business community especially? What is your message for these people?
My message is, first of all, a message of thanks, of gratitude to the warm way they received me and my wife. My second message is, let's work together so that Multan and Brazil get closer. What I suggested in my visit in the Chamber of Commerce is that they organize a trade mission to Brazil. The embassy would be warmly eager to help in the organization. If this happens, businessmen here could present their products, they would meet potential partners, and this would pave the way for a trade mission from Brazil to Multan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raja. We hope that Pakistan and the Brazilian relationship is more strong by time. Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks to you, Mr. Mohsen. Thank you.
A brief interview for every Pakistani. Thank you. बिल्कुल जी नाज़रीन, ये थे मिस्टर क्लैडियो राजा, जो कि ब्राज़ीलियन सफ़ीर थे, जिनसे हमने पूरी बात की. काफ़ी डिटेलली उन्होंने बताया कि किस तरीके से ब्राज़ील का कल्चर और पाकिस्तान का कल्चर मिल सकता है और मज़ीद ट्रेड किस तरीके से हो सकती है. आज के इस प्रोग्राम में हमने कोशिश की कि पाकिस्तान को एज अ CPEC कंट्री पूरी दुनिया कैसे देख रही है, और ये जानकर खुशी हुई कि पूरी दुनिया पाकिस्तान को CPEC के बाद एक बड़ी अहम लिस्ट में देख रही है. और इस वक्त ब्राज़ील ने भी ये बात, ब्राज़ीलियन सफ़ीर ने भी ये बात कही कि फ्यूचर पाकिस्तान का है. और आज के प्रोग्राम में इतना ही, और इजाज़त दीजिए. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.